Welcome to this video, friends. The emptiness you feel inside is not your enemy. It is not a sign that you are broken or behind. This void that visits you in quiet moments, this hollow ache that no achievement seems to fill completely, is actually your wisest teacher. It is calling you home to yourself. In our modern world, we have been taught to fear emptiness, to fill every silence with noise, every pause with activity. We reach for our phones the moment stillness approaches. We scroll through endless feeds, comparing our inner reality to others' carefully curated surfaces. We chase the next achievement, the next purchase, the next validation, believing these will finally quiet the void within. But friends, this is like trying to fill a bowl that has no bottom. No matter how much we pour in, it never truly holds. The ancient Shaolin wisdom teaches us something profound about emptiness. Consider a ceramic bowl, friends. Its value lies not in the clay of its walls, but in the empty space it holds. Without that sacred emptiness, it cannot serve its purpose. It cannot hold tea for a weary traveler or rice for a hungry child. Your inner emptiness is not a flaw to be fixed. It is the sacred space within you, waiting to be cultivated with intention and care. This understanding changes everything, does it not? It moves us from frantically searching outside ourselves to beginning a profound journey within. The void you feel is not evidence of what you lack. It is evidence of your readiness to discover what you truly are beneath all the noise and distraction. There is an old story from the monastery, friends. A young monk approached his master, deeply troubled. "Master," he said, "when I sit in meditation, I feel nothing but terrible emptiness. Surely I am failing in my practice." The master smiled gently and placed two bowls before the monk. One was filled with stones, the other completely empty. "Tell me," asked the master, "which bowl has room for tea?" The young monk's eyes widened with understanding. The emptiness was not his failure, it was his readiness. But why does this readiness feel so uncomfortable? Why does the void create such unease within us? Friends, we live in a time of constant stimulation. From the moment we wake, we fill our minds with notifications, our ears with sounds, our schedules with endless activity. We have become addicted to external noise because in the quiet we must meet ourselves. And sometimes that meeting reveals things we have been avoiding. The emptiness you feel is not created by what you lack. It is revealed by what you have been using to hide from yourself. Every distraction, every busy moment, every time you reach for stimulation, when silence approaches, these are not solutions to your emptiness. They are simply ways of postponing an important conversation with your own soul. Friends, take a moment right now. Put your device down beside you if you can. Feel your feet connected to the earth beneath you. Let your shoulders drop away from your ears. Notice your breath without trying to change it. Feel the air entering through your nostrils, filling your chest, then gently releasing. This simple return to presence is the first step in transforming your relationship with emptiness. In Shaolin training, we practice Jan Chuang, standing meditation. It teaches us that stillness is not the absence of movement, but the presence of deep stability. Stand with me now, friends, if you are able. Feet shoulder width apart, knees slightly bent as if sitting on a high stool. Let your spine grow tall like a mountain reaching toward the sky. This is horse stance, one of our foundational practices. Hold this position for 1 minute. Breathe naturally, feel your legs begin to work, your mind begin to focus. When your muscles tremble, notice what stories your mind tells you. It will say, this is pointless, that you should stop. But friends, this simple stance teaches patience, builds inner strength, and reminds you that power can be quiet. This is how we begin to fill the void, not with external things, but with internal cultivation. Your mind, friends, is like a mirror. When polished and clear, it reflects everything perfectly. Then lets each image pass without clinging. But we have learned to grab onto every reflection, to freeze our awareness around each thought, each worry, each desire. The emptiness you feel is your mind's natural state calling you back to clarity. It is asking you to stop holding on to every passing thought and return to the spacious awareness that is your true nature. There is another story that illustrates this beautifully. Two monks were walking by a river when they encountered a woman unable to cross. Without hesitation, one monk carried her across safely. Hours later, as they continued their journey, the second monk was visibly upset. "We took vows," he said. "We should not have contact with women." The first monk looked at him with surprise. "Brother," he said gently, "I set her down at the riverbank. Why are you still carrying her?" Friends, the emptiness you feel is often not emptiness at all. It is the weight of everything you have been carrying that does not belong to you. Arguments from years past, labels others placed on you. Every comment, every comparison, every moment of self-doubt. Set these burdens down. When your hands are empty, they are ready to receive what is truly yours. But how do we practice this letting go in our daily lives? How do we work with the void instead of running from it? Let me offer you several practices you can begin today. First, the practice of conscious breathing. When you feel overwhelmed or empty, try box breathing. Inhale for 4 counts, hold for 4, exhale for 4, hold for 4. Repeat this cycle 4 times. This is the warrior's breath, friends. It steadies your nervous system and brings you back to your center. Use it before difficult conversations, when anxiety rises, or whenever you need to return home to yourself. Second, practice single-pointed focus. Our scattered attention contributes to our sense of emptiness. Set a timer for 15 minutes. Choose one task. Place your phone face down in another room. Close unnecessary browser tabs. Begin with complete presence. When the timer sounds, stand up, take 3 deep breaths, shake your arms gently, drink some water. This teaches your mind that you can be fully present, that scattered energy can become focused power. Third, walking meditation between activities. When you stand up from your chair, resist the urge to immediately rush to the next thing. Place one hand on your belly. Take 3 slow steps, feeling your foot connect with the ground from heel to toe. Notice the shift of weight, the rhythm of breath. Arrive at your next task with presence rather than anxiety. This is Wu Wei in action, friends. Effortless movement that flows from inner stillness. The concept of Wu Wei is central to understanding how to fill the void authentically. Wu Wei means effortless action, but it does not mean no action. It means acting from alignment rather than force, flowing with life's natural rhythm rather than constantly fighting against it. When you live in Wu Wei, even challenging work feels clean and clear. You stop pushing the river and learn to swim with the current you consciously choose. Friends, let me ask you some gentle questions. Do not force answers, but let them settle in your awareness like seeds in fertile soil. When you feel empty, What are you typically chasing? Another notification, another small hit of approval, another distraction? What would happen if instead you simply sat with the emptiness for 3 conscious breaths? What might you discover in that space? Your emptiness often signals that you have been trying to fill yourself with things that cannot nourish your deepest nature. We collect achievements like trophies, hoping they will prove our worth. We scroll through feeds, comparing our inner struggles to others' highlight reels. We chase external validation like hungry ghosts, always consuming but never truly satisfied. But the soul, friends, cannot be fed with borrowed light. It requires something more fundamental. It requires truth, authentic purpose, and connection to something larger than our small, frightened selves. The void is your soul's way of saying there is more to life than what you have been settling for. There is more depth and richness available to you than any external thing can provide. Consider the blacksmith's forge, friends. Iron is not shaped by a single strike. It is heated, hammered, cooled, then heated again. The process requires patience, skill, and trust in the transformation. The emptiness you feel may be the space before the next heating. It is preparation. It is your being asking for time to transform, asking for the patience to allow real change to occur. In our monastery, we understand that discipline can be a form of love. Not harsh punishment, but caring structure for your future self. When we train, we do not punish ourselves. We sweep the floor of the mind like we sweep the training hall. Every day, a little dust returns. Every day, we sweep again with patience and care. This is how clarity is maintained. This is how inner space stays bright and welcoming. Let me offer you a daily structure that honors both your need for routine and your soul's need for space. 3 anchors throughout your day. In the morning, before touching any device, stand in horse stance for 2 minutes. Breathe slowly and set 1 clear intention aloud. At midday, step outside if possible. Look at the farthest thing you can see. Relax your eyes and take 10 conscious breaths. In the evening, place your phone in another room. Sit on the edge of your bed and ask yourself what you practiced today. Patience, honesty, courage, or perhaps distraction and avoidance? No judgment, friends. Simply truth. Then choose 1 intention for tomorrow. The modern world will not slow down for you, friends, but you can slow down for the world. You can move with deliberate grace through your days. You can become the calm within your own storm. Technology is not your enemy, but it moves faster than the heart can process. Meet it with ritual and intention. Before picking up your phone, take 3 breaths and ask yourself what your true purpose is in this moment. If you do not know, wait for 1 more breath. This transforms reaction into conscious choice. When fear visits your emptiness, do not banish it immediately. Sit it down like an old friend. Ask what it is trying to protect. Often, fear guards what we value most. It overreacts, yes, but it points toward what matters to you. Thank your fear for its concern, then choose your next clear action. 1 phone call, 1 paragraph written, 1 moment of honest presence. Action dissolves fear's fog, not through violence but through clarity. Doubt will also visit, whispering that you are not worthy of change, that you are too far behind to begin. Friends, you are the one living your life. You are the one breathing your breath right now. You do not need permission to become present. You only need practice. And practice is available in every moment, including this one. When overwhelm threatens to flood your emptiness with anxiety, remember this principle. Close all doors but one. Tell yourself that for the next 10 minutes you will do only one thing. Drink tea mindfully. Write one paragraph. Practice your stance. 10 minutes respects your nervous system while teaching your mind to trust your ability to focus. 10 minutes is small enough to feel manageable and large enough to create real change. There is profound wisdom in the Taoist teaching that form is emptiness and emptiness is form. This is not merely poetic language, friends. It describes daily reality. The empty schedule can become a walk with someone you love. The quiet evening can become time for reflection or creativity. The pause between notifications can become a full, conscious breath. Emptiness is not your enemy. It is your capacity to hold meaning. When we fear it, we fill it with noise. When we welcome it, we fill it with life. Some will ask how long this process takes, how long before the void feels different. There is an old story that answers this beautifully. A student asked his master, "How long will it take me to become skillful?" The master replied, 10 years. The eager student said, "But what if I work twice as hard?" "Then it will take 20 years, answered the master. Why? Because impatience adds friction to the natural process. It breaks the rhythm of growth. It burns rather than warms. In authentic training, friends, steady is fast, gentle is strong, simple is profound. You cannot make a tree grow by pulling its leaves. You water the roots consistently. You provide light and space. You wait with patience and trust. Then one day, without forcing, fruit appears naturally. The emptiness inside you is not a problem to be solved, but a garden to be tended. Plant small seeds of practice today. Water them with consistency tomorrow. Keep the weeds of comparison and hurry away from your garden. Rest in the shade of your own effort sometimes. Share the fruit when it naturally appears. Friends, if you feel inadequate or behind, hear this truth clearly. You are not a machine to be fixed or optimized. You are a living being with natural rhythms, seasons of growth and rest, times of flowering and times of quiet preparation. Your emptiness is not evidence of failure. It is evidence of your humanity, your depth, your readiness for something real and lasting. Let us practice together one final technique for emotional regulation. Place one hand on your heart, one on your belly. Close your eyes if you feel comfortable. Breathe in for 4 counts, feeling your chest and belly gently expand. Hold for 2 counts. Exhale through your nose for 6 counts, feeling everything soften and release. Pause for 1 count in the natural stillness. Repeat this 3 times. When you open your eyes, notice that you have not become someone different. You have simply returned to who you already are beneath the noise and worry. The world teaches us that emptiness means something is missing. Shaolin wisdom teaches us that emptiness means everything is possible. Your void is not a curse but a calling. It is your deeper nature asking you to stop living on the surface and dive into the depths of your own being. It is inviting you to stop being a tourist in your own life and become a resident of your own soul. This requires courage, friends. The courage to sit with uncertainty, to not know what comes next, to trust that emptiness can teach rather than torment. It requires learning to find fulfillment, not in having more, but in needing less, not in doing more, but in being more present with what already island. Here is your practice for today, friends. When this video ends, stand in horse stance for 60 seconds. Feel your feet rooted, your spine tall, your breath flowing naturally. When the minute completes, write 1 sentence on paper. Today, I practice returning. Place this where you will see it tonight. When evening comes, sit for 3 breaths and ask honestly, did I return to myself today? Whatever your answer, smile with gentle acceptance. Tomorrow, you practice returning again. Remember, friends, emptiness is not the absence of something. It is the presence of unlimited potential. The void fills not with noise or rush or external achievements, but with presence, with rhythm, with small honest acts repeated with loving care. In this way, emptiness becomes your teacher, your ally, your strength. And in time, friends, it becomes the clear, spacious awareness in which your authentic life naturally blossoms. The void was never empty. It was always full of you, waiting patiently for your return home.